Sweeney with Jane Goodall's Roots and Shoots. I'm the program coordinator for university programs and youth leadership. We're here today at the UN to celebrate the UN's observance for International Day of Peace, and we're so excited. We have, as you can see, one of our giant peace stuffed puppets behind us, and we're here with Dr. Jane just to celebrate peace and show the world what a day at peace can look like.
Mr. Anthony, and yeah, this is International Day of Peace, and you know this is a really good day because we want to promote peace around the world,
Peace is the United Nations' highest calling. And in a world that is loaded with multiple and diverse destructive capabilities, it is certainly humanity's greatest need. So while the pursuit of peace must drive the agenda of the United Nations, it frankly requires the concerted effort of all humanity. All of us working together to build a world without war.
Even today, our world faces the nuclear threat and does very little to stop it. With over 23,000 nuclear weapons in existence, our life as we know sits in silent jeopardy, susceptible to a cataclysmic event that could forever alter the existence of mankind.
But now there is hope.
By joining nuclear disarmament groups, such as the Nuclear Age Peace Foundation, we can support the movement to provide a safer world by 2020. A world where the nuclear genie is placed back in its bottle and never allowed to escape again.
A world where future generations live only in moral curiosity of how such a weapon could ever have been used.
A world without fear.
Without war.
And most importantly,
without nuclear arms.
The most important message of our Roots and Shoots program, which is now in 111 countries around the world, is every single one of us makes a difference every single day. That you may feel that what you do is small and insignificant, but it isn't you alone, it's us.
What we know is that everything that we hold dear is threatened by the very existence of nuclear weapons. We must disarm because we love. Albert Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge because we have to imagine things before they can come into existence. But at the same time, it's also important to sometimes imagine things so that they don't come into existence. The countries that we know that have nuclear weapons are the US, China, UK, Russia, France, India, Pakistan, Israel, and North Korea. And out of those 9 nations, we have roughly 25,000 nuclear weapons in the world's arsenal. Every time you hear one BB dropping in a tin, that represents all the firepower of the Second World War, which is roughly, for those of you who are scientifically minded, around 3 megatons of explosive force. Now, the second sound that you're going to hear is the sound of the equivalent firepower of the world's nuclear arsenal. So this doesn't include the bullets that we have in the world today or the conventional explosives. This is the equivalent firepower of the world's nuclear arsenal in this year, 2009. and work in community, and that's also very effective for the problems that face us in our world today. And if we feel sad, that sadness is the real true feeling of compassion that we have and love that we have for not only the people in our lives and our families, but people across the world with whom we share this one beautiful planet.
Kathleen has just given you an extraordinary demonstration of the continuing problem we face with respect to nuclear weapons. Now that's just an example of the kind of how dangerous these weapons are. Even one weapon that goes off. We're talking, remember Katrina, that horrible hurricane that hit New Orleans? The winds on that were roughly about 100, 125 miles an hour. Well, the winds from a nuclear explosion are about 400 miles an hour. And the temperature of those winds is about the temperature of the sun. Now imagine that. Just imagine what that would be like if that happened. Just one. So we really have a serious problem here, and the whole world is aware of this. Even the countries that have nuclear weapons are aware of this. And one of the reasons that they're having a special summit meeting at the presidential level next week in the Security Council is to address this issue of what can we do about this nuclear threat? How can we stop these weapons from spreading in the world? And above all, how can we get the world back on track for eliminating them? The good news for you today is not only are you interested in this issue, but finally, the governments are also interested in this issue. And it was President Obama's initiative that led to the convening of this meeting of the Security Council next week. But in the end, it really comes down to you, to individual citizens everywhere, to their awareness of the problem and their willingness to do something about it. And above all, their feeling that they are not powerless. If you have the ability to write a pen, to type a note on an internet message, to speak out or to talk to your friends about these things, then you have the right to do that, and you really should, because this is something that's going to affects you now, and it will affect your future. And I hope one day that you will both, all of us together, will eventually wake up one morning and we're going to find that we have a world truly without nuclear weapons. I think it is achievable, and I think you have a big role in making it happen. Thank you very much.
For us, it's not being about talk. It's about action. What are we going to do? All you guys today, you're all superstars. I'm here today with my son, the executive director, all right? And what we've done is we put out a series of books. Can you hold up the poster? It's called Read to Succeed Through Hip Hop. Series of books, 50 of the top artists in the world, celebrities. I introduced it last month. In these books, which should be in your backpack, all right, are the MDGs. The last MDG, for those of you who don't know, a global partnership for development. We can never have a global partnership for development until we disarm.
Let us aim, prepare, and practice. Stop each other's deaths like dinosaurs. Disarmament is vital in the arms race. A finger click directs Windows satellite. A button controls millions wireless. A button directs missiles and bombs. Why can't a button be made for our bless? Scientists can take such tasks, getting fundings by governments, to make impossible to possible, to fix our wounds and those dents. With your zeal to rule the earth, I say, disarm now. Thank you.
Listen up close because it's cozy on the mic, saying put your gun down and put up your peace sign. I'm on my Gandhi movement, all for civil rights, but to get to a new day, we gotta go through the light. We're in a tunnel of war and can't see the end. Accelerator on the floor and we blindfold dead. We locked in the car, headed for a dead end, and I ask, when will our eyes open? Lord, give us the strength to walk this path. You showed us the way, now let us act. Generate the amount of love to penetrate and eliminate the heartbeat of the enemy that we call hate. Put two fingers up, bend your elbows, freeze for a second, now strike a peace pose, freeze. Strike a peace pose, freeze. Put two fingers up, bend your elbows, freeze for a second, now strike a peace pose, freeze. Strike a peace pose, freeze.
wishes for peace to every one of them. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yes.
Okay.
May peace prevail on earth, and let it begin with me.
The next region is the Middle East, and you all know how much they need our wishes and prayers for peace. So let's say the countries of the Middle East: Bahrain,